In today's chess video, we'll be talking about the finals of the Norway Chess Championship 2023 played between Hikaru Nakamura and Fabiano Caruana. So, let's head towards the board and let's see how he played. And today's video is sponsored by chess.com. You can join the link by clicking in the description. So, Hikaru Nakamura started the game playing e4, e5, knight f3, and knight c6. At this stage, we can say that the game is heading towards the royal opposite opening. Bishop to c4, knight f6, bishop to g, and at this stage we can say that the game is in royal opposite opening, and now Hikaru Nakamura is ready to castle. Knight to g5, pawn to d5, attacking the pawn and the bishop at the same time. E takes d5, attacking the bishop, attacking the knight to a5, and bishop to b5. So it's just sometimes fun to pull all old variation out. So Hikaru Nakamura said in the interview, whatever works should not be fixed. A few years back, Nakamura picked up this line to win the most important final game at the US Championship. He played this as well, played the c6 and the pawns for pawns exchange and bishop to c6. So the game at this stage was normal. And then another exciting move, knight to d5 was played. Knight to f3. So our recent top game witnessed some wild moments after bishop to d5, bishop to d6. So white castles and Caruana plays f4, knight to f4. So this does not completely surprise Hikaru Nakamura, as he said in the interview. But perhaps Caruana would follow the classical next game in the next game. Bishop knight to c3, knight takes the bishop at d3, and pawn takes the knight in the black castles. So I think when the game went fairly good at this stage, both players were fighting for the center, and white has a double pawn in the center, and its pieces are not so much developed at this stage. Knight to c6, you can see that Caruana is lining up its pieces, and Caruana is underdeveloped. So bishop to f8, rook to c1, and another exciting move, f5. So Caruana might have messed up something when memorizing hill line. So at this stage, I don't just completely support this move, but let's see how did the game went. So as you can see, white takes the pawn, and now if white moves his knight, then black can just capture his bishop. So at this stage, white has to be careful. Queen to d5. So I think Fabiano missed. So Hikaru Nakamura played queen to c2. So simple and effective. White is simply by 2 pawns. There is not a convention. Rook to d8. Queen to c4. Queen takes the queen. Queens were exchanged. And rook to c4. White's pawn remain ugly but are extra. So the game went fair good. At this stage, rook to 4 c2, bishop b8 and d4. So bringing the pawn into the motion soon repairs the white's position. So white has a double rook. So after taking this pawn, as you can see, this was a good move by Hikaru Nakamura, as he has taken the pawn, and black cannot capture this because this is protected by the bishop. So a5. So Caruana was the first ranked player in the Norway Chess Championship 2023, but he lost the game. H6. Now comes a beautiful Capablanca maneuver, which was another exciting move by White. Hikaru Nakamura. Certainly, this was a good move. So at this stage, I think it is not the bishop that cannot avoid its trade. So I think this was some not so much good move. Bishop to c5, rook to a3. So at this stage, so the point with the disappearance of the bishop pair, black does not even have a hint of a compensation. So the game went and black again, and the white again gets into a good pair, good square, and back, and it was a time to swap some rooks, which black accepted and white taken the, and they have swapped the knight, the bishop. Knight to c3, e8. So after this, Caruana does not want to give up after such a wonderful tournament, but he would be forced at the end. He has to give up his bishop. So the game went fairly normal. Both the players were attacking and trying to protect his pieces. So here the move knight to e3 was played, and once then Nakamura placed all his pieces on the optimal squares. As you can see that Hikaru Nakamura has great central structure, and he is also threatening to capture this knight, and he is ready to exchange some pieces. Rook to d6, knight to c6, and the game went on. So at this stage, both the players. So after this, at this stage, f4 was played, and white finally started to push the pawns. So this was the game went. And at this stage, the Fabiano Caruana had just lost the game, and Hikaru Nakamura came on the top. So this was a complete and quick review of the World Chess Championship match 2023. I hope you liked the video, and if you liked, kindly like and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much.